Hello, once again, my fellow viewers. I am back online again. You know when I'm back, when I sit on radio, it's basically about learning. It's basically about getting information. It's basically about getting to know the right things so we can follow it. There is one thing that everybody should know, that life is not about what you've only learned. Gaining knowledge is not about what you've only learned. There are certain things we listen to gain knowledge. So there are certain informations we never read it ourselves, but we listen to what people said, and that helps us gain knowledge. There are others we sat down and read. There are others we researched and came to that conclusion. I believe in the spirit and the latter of messages. Because there are some messages they are coded. I can write down a message in my situation, but somebody can interpret it who isn't there to get to know what I meant at that time. He might not be there at that time, but he can interpret it, getting the spirit of that message and get to know what I meant at that time. You get it? So at times there are some messages or there are some things Scarecrow will say. He wasn't there in the 80s. He wasn't there in the 90s. He wasn't there when we had our first independence in 6 March 1957. He wasn't part of the Big Six. He wasn't there in 6 March 1952, 53. But there are some messages he might code it, uncode it. It was coded and written. But based on his following, based on his research, based on the things that he has read, he would uncode it and now get to know this is the real meaning of what he said. You might agree or disagree, but when you disagree, you come out with your also findings. So these are what I mean. So what I mean is that knowledge is not only gained through reading, it's also gained through the things that people say. So listeners, it's good to listen and listen attentively, and trust me, you are going to get something out of the things that he says. Those things might also be personal. It can help you grow your life. I remain your servant, Otabel Jr. And as you always know, I am here to serve. So I serve on Radio Top Africa as a host on Topical Issues. So every Wednesday, I sit with Scarecrow and we discuss about Ghana, we discuss about Africa, and we discuss about the things of old and how those things has shaped, has spoiled, has derailed, or has spoilt our life, and how we can use it or revisit those things again so that our lives would be better. That is what we should know. So we are here not to speak ill of anybody. We're here to speak about the good things, the bad, and the ugly. And we come out with solutions, how we can revisit those things again so that we can get good things out of it. Good evening once again. Good evening, Scarecrow.
Evening, sir.
Hope you are good.
Yes, please.
Yes, we thank God we are back again.
Yeah.
You can send your messages on all our media platforms. On Facebook is Radio Top Africa. On YouTube is Radio Top Africa. On TikTok is Radio Top Africa. You can send in your messages and we can read them for you. If you want to give us a call, our WhatsApp number is directly featured on the screens. 0176 36054503. That is our WhatsApp line. You can call in and ask your questions and make your submissions, and you can rightly join us on TikTok and we'll allow you speak, and you can send your messages also through Facebook, same as YouTube. Thank you very much for joining, and we are glad you are here. Let me see if I'm going to give shout out to some of our viewers, and we take it from there before we get Scarecrow talking. Let us try giving shout out to some of our viewers. Okay, our viewers are not yet here. So I said when they pop up, we'll give them shout out. If you have anything to sell, if you have any announcement to make, our doors are always open. Radio Top Africa, we are here for adverts, for promotions. And if you're a young artist, we are here to promote your music just for a small fee. We don't take that much, but we promote and we have a wider coverage. So get to our officers and write us a message and we'll get in touch with you so that we would discuss business and discuss it good. Once again, good evening. Scarecrow, looking at how was your week? Sorry.
Yeah, it's always normal.
Yes, we had a normal week. The weather is changing,
Sure.
but we are managing. The weather is changing, but we are managing.
Sure.
So when the weather changes like this, you see our hairs are growing because that is what we used to fight the weather. So forgive us. Forgive us
Sure.
for that. This week has been very hectic looking at the political terrain in Ghana.
Sure. And also in Cameroon, by 4 days time they will vote.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen one politician who is pushing hard to unseat the dictator, Paul Biya. Yeah.
But Paul Biya is too old to still stand in as president.
92 years.
What do Africans gain when they do that?
Well, it's not about Africans, but it's, Paul Biya is being protected by France,
Okay.
China, Israel, and the rest of the superpowers. So it's not Africans. He's being protected by these foreign powers.
But Scarecrow, tell yourself that I'm 92, I'm old. When they still want to push you, I'm weak, I can't walk. I have to relax.
Yeah, we don't have honest people who can do that, who can resign from office, not because of even their age, but we have people who can resign because of the bad policies that they have made. But Ghana and Africa, we don't see that.
Because I don't see why Paul Biya still wants to be president. Still wants to lead.
Yeah,
a
not
nation.
only him, also Teodoro Nguema Basongo.
Okay.
He was the first he overthrew the first president of Equatorial Guinea.
Okay.
Equatorial Guinea was called Fernando Po, where Tete Kwashi brought cocoa.
Yeah, the cocoa.
Yeah. So the person who gained independence for them was called Masias Nguema.
Okay.
So his cousin Teodoro Nguema Basongo overthrown him from 1975. He has ruled Equatorial Guinea up to date. Now
From
his
1975.
son, yeah. Now his son is the vice president in Equatorial Guinea. And if you see the cars, Bugatti, Ferrari, Rolls Royce, you can mention all of them. The son is having a lot.
They are ruling like royalty, like a kingdom.
The third highest oil reserve is in Equatorial Guinea, and the son has power of all the oil refineries in Equatorial Guinea. Yeah. So Paul Biya is the second longest serving president in Africa. Paul Biya.
I at times I don't understand our leaders. At times, basically, I don't understand our leaders in Africa. Why they keep on enjoying personally and allowing a whole nation to suffer just for one person to enjoy.
He forced Ahmed Ahidjo to resign, but Ahmed Ahidjo brought Paul Biya to come and help him to rule the country. Ahmed Ahidjo is their first president. So Paul Biya was a secretary to him, and later he pushed forward to become the vice president or the prime minister. And Ahmed Ahidjo was president and Paul Biya was the prime minister. So they ruled to 1982. And Ahmed Ahidjo was not feeling so well. He was sick and Paul Biya forced him to resign November 1982. So,
and he took over?
Yes, since 1982 up to date, Paul Biya has been the president of Cameroon since 1982 up to almost 40-something years. You understand? So Paul Biya, they are voting on the 12th. Today is 8, left only 4. And
he will rig the election?
Well, okay, because, he always win the majority seat at Maruya. Maruya is a northern part of Cameroon. And Paul Biya is from the southern part. But Ahmed Ahidjo, their first president, was from the northern part. You understand? So, like the last time I said, it was the same like Nigeria history. The Northerners acquired the seat of the government first, Sir Elijah Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, but he tried to collaborate with the Igbos, Nnamdi Azikiwe. So Nnamdi Azikiwe joined him as the first president of Nigeria, and Tafawa Balewa was the prime minister. The same thing happened in Cameroon. Ahmed Ahijo from the northern side took the first office of the presidency, but he made Paul Biya from the southern side became his prime minister, and Paul Biya turned his back against Ahmed Ahijo 1982. He later even sentenced Ahmed Ahijo's members life in prison. Yes, and Ahmed Ahijo ran to exile in France.
At times it's so painful, Scarecrow, how our leaders react and they behave.
Sure.
But we pray that in the course of time they will have wisdom and get to know that they are spoiling the nation and they are causing the youth to suffer in the near future.
Yeah, that's why I always say that if not because of greed, ethnocracy, tribalism, nepotism, Africa could have emerged very long time ago. Because if you look at our leaders who gained independence for us, they were having the continent at heart. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them were having genuine love for their countries. And if they were given the chance to execute their policies, I think we will not be sitting here talking about this today. You understand?
But we hope that going forward, our leaders will rethink and do the right thing.
Yeah, we pray that.
But a lot also happened in Ghana this week that we need to discuss.
Sure. Chairman, to me,
yes,
a contaminating and a whole lot. So, for Ghana issue, when you talk about it so much, then people think maybe you are against somebody. But let everybody know that Scarecrow, I'm not against anybody.
So whether you're against or not,
yeah.
In as much as anybody does something against the state, the team here is against the person.
Sure.
In as much as anybody does something that we believe is against the state, that fights against the progress of the state, we would hate you. No matter your political affiliations, we would hate you.
Sure.
So if these things are rightfully that Akonta mining engaged in illegal mining, I don't see why we should sit up or sit back and allow him to go scot-free.
Yeah.
Because he brought gold.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of things. His 13 cars.
He was not even paying his TV license. To me, radio or something. Yeah, he was not paying. You understand?
All because of political space.
Yeah. That is why I say I don't support Honorable Kennedy Japan. I don't have any problem with him, even if they vote for him to lead the NPP. But like I always say, I read a lot. If you read from the Rwanda genocide, how do you call it? This guy. Yes. But there's this guy, Felicien Kabuga.
Yeah, Kabuga.
Felicien Kabuga. I know the tribe was there, but the person that gingered the Rwanda genocide was Felicien Kabuga.
The journalist.
Yes. He was a politician, not only journalist. He's a politician, businessman, and also owned TV stations, radio station, and newspaper in Rwanda at that time. So when Paul Kagame, together with the Rwanda Patriotic Front, RPF, strike Juvenal Habyarimana, Rwanda's president, airplane, in 1994 April, it was Felicien Kabuga who went and sit on his radio like we are sitting, then told the people of Rwanda that it is Paul Kagame's tribe, which is the Tutsis, who have eliminated the president of Rwanda, Juvenal Habyarimana. He was a Hutu guy. So even though when they signed the Arusha Accord 1993, that time the African Union president was called Salam Ahmed Salam. Yeah. He was the African Union. He connived with the United Nations that what is coming to Rwanda, it will be a very serious problem. So they saw it, then they have the Arusha Accord in Tanzania. We have a town in Tanzania called Arusha. That is where they did the Arusha Accord to sign a peace treaty so that everybody will cease fire. but it never worked out. So that same character from Felicien Kabuga, I see some with Honorable Kennedy Japan. Hey, my showdown. I'll face you any day.
That quick-tempered attitude.
No.
That straightforward speaking attitude.
No.
That mindset words.
No. Bob Marley said something. He said some people are so poor, all they have is money. Bob Marley, Robert Nesta Marley, he said some people are so poor, all they have is money. How do you explain that? Because people are fighting for money, they are working for money to be rich. But Bob Marley said some people are so poor, all they have is money.
They are poor in knowledge.
Very good.
Yeah.
And the reason why he was saying that is because some people can do fraud and make money.
Sure.
They can rob and make money. So the fact that someone is rich doesn't mean he has...
Is knowledgeable.
You understand? So being rich is not the cars you drive. It's not how you show off. It's not the money in your account. It's not the houses you sleep in. It's not the hotels, 7-star, 5 stars. But what you have in your heart. Ken does not have good character to lead a country. I'm not saying he is bad, but to lead a country, he is not. For me, Scarecrow, I'm not talking for someone, but for me, Scarecrow, because I've seen a lot of utterances from him. If Ghana was like Europe or Ken was in Europe, like by this time, he would be in prison. He also put Ahmed Swale's picture on his TV that he promised anybody that if he comes here, beat him, whatever happens, I'll pay. And that time, MPP was in power.
Sure.
So I'm not saying Ken did that, or maybe somebody is having problem with Ahmed Swale, but he does not have the power to eliminate Ahmed Swale. You understand?
Sure.
But because you said that you are a politician, you have money, you own media houses, the person will tap into what you said. You understand? Look at what happened to Ahmed Swale.
Yeah.
And everything that happens in Ghana, oh, I know him. I know who killed this. JB Dankwa and Suji Abuo. I'll bring you. Massa. Me, if I'm president of Ghana, this man will not even talk on air. I'm telling the gospel truth. We don't govern a country like this. So.
But at times, it's also about those in journalism.
Yeah.
They want to create a space, they want to create a traffic. So they care about the little that comes into their pocket. They don't care about what is being put in the airspace.
Yeah.
So they invite anybody, and at times they ask provoking questions.
Sure.
That will allow you to say provoking things.
Yes.
So that they can make news.
Yes.
And make money out of it.
Because they don't read. They don't know anything. If they know the wars in Rwanda, if they know the wars in Liberia from 1985, Chastela, to 89, to 99, like even Sierra Leone Civil War, 11 years of Civil War. If they know all these things, they will not go and ask
unnecessary questions.
Yes, because they don't know it. They think, oh, I just complete my journalism school in Ghana, I'm employed, finish. If you speak louder, Ghana, they will give you money. Politicians will hire you, give you money.
That's our problem way back home.
Sure.
Because if any person speaks louder, he speaks, excuse my language, foolishly, that person is termed a hero.
Sure.
In Ghana.
Yeah.
I recollect in the previous government, you could see how Sam George was all over the place speaking.
Sure.
And he was the hero.
Yeah, LGBTQ and yeah.
And after he coming into power, you see the kind of mess he's creating.
He's not fighting the necessary fight. He's fighting things that are not needful.
Of course.
Why are you fighting DSTV? Why Ghanaians are complaining about data? Airtel, Tigo, MTN, and so on and so forth. But you are fighting DSTV.
Even he should fight this LGBTQ champion.
Yes. You can't. You are quiet. That is what they do. That's why I always say that in Ghana, I've seen that, like last time I told you that leadership is not the ability to occupy headship, but the capacity to move people into the right direction. But if you look at Ghana, they don't have the capacity to move the country into the right direction. All they know is the ability to occupy headship by way of corrupting the people, by way of, bribing the voters, the electorate to vote for them, buying cars for them, giving them clothes, giving them money, giving them food. You understand?
Sure.
So after they do that, they don't have any mindset, any wisdom to rule the country. They also appoint people who help them to win. Maybe this guy helped me to win as I want to say constituency, so we must fix this guy at the immigration. You understand? So we don't appoint people on merit. We appoint people just that they help the political party to win this constituency or this polling station. You understand? And if that is why I say we don't have leaders in Ghana, because if you rule a country like this, that is why in Ghana, after every election, we have party, victory party.
Yeah.
Every serious country does not. Every serious leader.
And that victory party alone,
yes,
can build a hospital.
Yes. Even our roads, it can do something.
There is this video I saw on Facebook yesterday in the Volta region, in the constituency of Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. And now children learning under trees.
Yeah.
And that when it was raining, they had to run with their books.
Yes.
To hide.
Yes.
Whilst our leaders drives in V8, whilst they live in airport hills and they pay serious money.
Sure. Because sometimes when you look at how they do their thing, you know, when you talk like this thing you are talking about Okudzeto. Yeah. They will say, the problem was there long time when MPP came. Why? This is our problem. When you talk about NDC, then people say, Mahama just came 8 months. There's no short term in leadership. We know that then NPP failed for 8 years. That is why we voted for you guys to power to come and fix the problems. We don't need any excuses. You understand? But when you talk, they say, Mahama just came. But I know somebody who came 8 months and he delivered. Murtala Mohammed of Nigeria. Yeah. Even Yakubu Gowon, who came to power 1966 during the Biafran Civil War. He was not so good like Murtala Mohammed. Yakubu Gowon spent like almost 10 years. You understand? But Murtala Mohammed spent only 7 months. And Bukaduka killed him. He tried to do a military coup, but it failed. But he succeeded in killing Murtala Mohammed. You understand?
Sure.
So there's no short term in leadership.
So the good news I'm about to announce is that Radio Top Africa and Top Africa as an entity, we have built schools in Ghana. That is good news. And you guys should give us a thumbs up. Currently we have built 3 schools in Ghana. 1 fully completed with students learning, 2 fully completed awaiting tables, chairs, and blackboards. So Radio Top Africa is launching a PayPal account and encouraging everybody to donate as little as we can so that we can buy chairs, tables, and
by establishing government
for the students. Let's listen.
And Agotife. These schools are more than just buildings. They represent hope, opportunity, and the chance for a brighter future. But to complete them, we need your support. With your help, we can furnish the classrooms with essential items, desks for students and teachers, whiteboards for lessons, and other vital supplies. Every contribution, no matter how small, brings us closer to making quality education accessible for these children. Please consider donating through the PayPal link provided at the end of this video. Your generosity can shape young minds and transform lives. Together, we can make a real impact. Thank you all. Education is a powerful tool for change. Yet, many children in rural areas in Ghana face challenges that threaten their right to learn. Top Africa is working tirelessly to change this reality by establishing government-supported schools in communities such as Tongochita and Agotife. These schools are more than just buildings. They represent hope, opportunity, and the chance for a brighter future. But to complete them, we need your support. With your help, we can furnish the classrooms with essential items, desks for students and teachers, whiteboards for lessons, and other vital supplies. Every contribution, no matter how small, brings us closer to making quality education accessible for these children. Please consider donating through the PayPal link provided at the end of this video. Your generosity can shape young minds and transform lives. Together, we can make a real impact. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you very much. This is Radio Top Africa, and we have launched our PayPal account. So if you want to donate, you can donate to our account, and that we would buy chairs and come back and report to you as to the things that we did with your monies. Keep on donating, and let's keep on supporting our motherland. Thank you very much for the wait. So Scarecrow.
Yes, boss.
You know one thing?
No, please.
Muammar Gaddafi,
Yes.
stood in for the Libyans. He did everything humanly possible to make these Libyans comfortable.
Sure.
They lived comfortably.
Sure.
But his people made sure, with the help of the external world, that he was assassinated. And as at now, Libya is now dipping. The leader of Burkina Faso, he is doing same. He's rebuilding.
Yeah.
Tuare is rebuilding Burkina Faso.
Sure.
But I am of the belief that his own people
Yeah.
would one day let the external world have him like the same way they had.
They have tried him almost 15 assassination attempts.
Yeah, but definitely one day they would let them have them.
Sure.
So my question is, as Africans, is it that our leaders are the enemies, or that the indigents are also enemies to the state? You get me?
Sure.
Because
sure.
at times, if the indigents rush to your support, now Burkina Faso, he has been tried 15 times.
Sure.
But it is his own people that make sure that he's not assassinated. So if he will be assassinated, it is his own people that will cause his assassination.
Sure.
So at times, is it that the leaders are that not caring, or the people, the indigents, are also not caring, who also don't care about the people who live for us?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I told you that when greed, ethnocracy, tribalism, nepotism, favoritism castrate a group of people, no matter how rich they are, they will never see the future. And there's something also Traore is doing, and the people are not happy to overthrow him. You understand?
Okay.
When he came into power, when Traore came, 2022, they tried to raise his salary to the presidential salary. He said no, he wants to take the salary he was taking as a military man. They said they want to give him a luxury car so that when he's driving, they can see that this is the president of the Burkina base. He said no. They said they want to give him private jet so that when he's in the air, they can see that this is
their leader.
Yes. He said no, he still wants to use the military aircraft. When he did that, the people was not envy about him. After all, they see that the presidency is not anything. We are using the same ammo car. We are in the same aircraft with him. We are using the same salary. So what are you overthrowing him for? That is the problem.
Okay.
You understand? So there is no need of doing that. But if Traore came, he's using 5 cars, 2 presidential jets, going here, you know, people will start agitating for him to be
overthrown.
Yes. Muammar Gaddafi, he did very good, but he also did more harm to Africa.
Okay.
Yes. Do you know that Gaddafi supported Charles Taylor? He aided Charles Taylor.
Liberia's Charles Taylor.
Yes, to fight and eliminate Sergeant Doe.
Sergeant Doe.
Yes. Muammar
I
Gaddafi.
recollect those days.
Yes. He also supported Julius Kambarage Nyerere of Tanzania to overthrow this guy, Idi Amin,
Okay.
of Uganda. You know, Idi Amin overthrown Apollo Obote. He was the first president of Uganda.
Okay.
So Julius Nyerere was not happy about Apollo Obote's overthrown.
Okay.
So he supported that. We have something called Uganda Patriotic Front also.
Okay.
Yeah, they were fighting to overthrow Idi Amin.
Okay.
So he worked together with them. And Muammar Gaddafi supported Tanzania and Uganda to overthrow Idi Amin. He also fought Egypt. He also fought Chad.
Okay. Baby Chad.
Yeah, Chad. In Central Africa.
Yeah.
You understand? So Muammar Gaddafi, when you go to his good side, let's take it from this. He was born in 1942, Muammar
Okay.
Gaddafi, in Sirit. And he died the same place, Sirit, his hometown,
Okay.
in 20th October 2011, when he was assassinated.
Born and died there. Born and died at the
Yes,
same
yes, Sirit. That is where he was born, you know. He was born in 1942. So he schooled there and later schooled in Sabah, the southern part of Libya. His father was not so rich. His father was not educated, but he made sure that Gaddafi
went to school.
Yes. So they tried everything for him. So later he joined the Libyan Royal Army. And because of how smart and how wisdom he was, he rose to the ranks in the army. So 1969, when King Idris II of Libya traveled outside the country, Gaddafi think that King Idris was supported by the Western people. And Gaddafi's hero is Gamal Abdel Nasser of Egypt.
Okay.
So Gamal Abdel Nasser of Egypt went to Libya and did some lectures there. And since that day, that time Gaddafi was a student, young boy. So since that day, he had the love for Gamal Abdel Nasser, that this is a pure socialist and Arab nationalist person. So he followed the ideology of Gamal Abdel Nasser of Egypt. So when he overthrows King Idris II, 1969, with the help of Khalifa Haftar. So Muammar Gaddafi came to power 1969, and he ruled Libya from 1969 to 2011.
One of the longest presidents then.
Yeah, also
1969
to 2011. And what he did was he tries to empower the military. He buy ammunitions from Russia, from Turkey, China. You understand? So he built the Libya's strong military.
Like the way Putin is building his army.
Yes. And one thing about building military is that anytime you build up your military, you want to test them, you know. So Gaddafi was always looking for war. Even if the war it does not belong to Libyans, he'll still push Libyans inside.
He wants to test his army.
Yes, because
test the ammunition he bought.
Oh God, to show them that he is the strongest man in Africa. You understand? So he fought Egypt. Not only that, he tried to even assassinate Egyptian president. Yeah.
The almighty Egypt.
Yes, Gaddafi, because that guy helped overthrow of Gamal Abdel Nasser, his mentor, his hero, you understand? So he also tried to assassinate the next president in Egypt. He paid people to go there and assassinate him, like how Putin is doing.
Okay.
Putin, the people that helped Putin to power, he has killed all of them. Vladimir Putin.
But you see, I keep on telling people that if you follow a leader who has that mind of assassination, when you help him, he will definitely assassinate you.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens in the days of Rawlings. All that people that helped him. I mean, in the coup, he assassinated everybody.
Yeah, Gaddafi helped Rawlings.
Yeah.
Also, Buhari of Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, Chastela. He wanted to create soldiers across Africa, especially the West Africans. So if you look at Paul Biya came to power 1983. Muhammad Buhari came to power 1983. How do you call it? Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso.
Okay.
He came to power 1983. Blaise Compaoré.
I'll ask a question about Sankara.
Okay, you can ask.
When you are done.
Okay. Rawlings came 79. His friends did the coup and brought him from prison. So Rawlings made the coup 1981.
Yeah.
So let's say he also came to office 82. Sankara 83. Muhammad Buhari 83. He came and overthrown Shehu Shagari 83. And Paul Biya also forced Ahmed Ahidjo to resign in 1983.
Okay.
You understand? So if you look at these soldiers, it was only Sankara who was outstanding among all of them, who put his nation first.
Okay.
Yes, Thomas Sankara. You understand? So Rawlings, Paul Biya, Sankara, and how do you call it? Buhari. They all came into power the same year. Military.
Okay.
Yeah. And these guys were supported by Muammar Gaddafi.
Okay. So that is the man we are talking of?
Sure.
Gaddafi.
Yeah, Zanga. When they want to take him, that is what he said. He said the Al-Qaeda want to destroy the country, so he's going to clean the street. Zanga, Arab languages, Zanga, street by street, house to house, room by room. Yes. Zanga.
But he was a strong man.
Yes, they call him the mad dog of Middle East. You know what he did? He didn't like the Africans at first when he came into power.
Okay.
He supported the Middle East. You understand?
Okay.
But later, they pushed him out, made him feel that like he's African. That is why during the Threat Declaration, 1999, the OAU conference in Sirte, Libya,
Okay.
he said that the OAU was formed by a group of African leaders. Let's make it African Union so that everybody can join. So 1999, Gaddafi paid for the internet that we are using. When you test, if you are a Ghanaian and you test your mother, your girlfriend in Ghana, WhatsApp, and you are calling and you know, Muammar Gaddafi paid with Libyans trillions of oil money.
For the whole of Africa?
The whole of Africa. That is why the year 2009, they voted for him to lead the African Union. Yeah, when he became the African Union. You understand? He became the chairman of African Union. He also raised money to build the African Development Bank.
Yeah.
He also issued the African money that we should use gold to make our currencies, the coins. We should prove to all the nations that we have gold in Africa. We sit on gold. We sleep on gold. You understand? So Muammar Gaddafi said that we will use gold as coin. So he helped Africa. But like I said, he also did more harms to Africa. If you look at what he helped Chastela to do in Liberia.
That Liberia war has a lot of harm.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of the neighboring countries.
Yes, 100,000 people died, you know.
People flew all the way.
Yeah.
And Ghana, we suffered.
Yes.
But the Liberians came in there.
Gaddafi supported it. He supported Rawlings also. You understand? That's why the last time I was saying that he likes blood, Muammar Gaddafi. He likes blood. He didn't like the Africans. Yeah, but when he was betrayed by the Arabs, then he turns his back that let me go to my African people.
Came from. And you know, because those Libyans and those South
North Africans, yeah, Morocco,
most
Tunisia,
believe that they are not aligned to Africa.
Yes, it's true. Even Morocco was, even when they see you black, they say you are from Africa, but they are not from Africa.
Yeah, most believe that one, I know.
So that is why I like Osajefo. He tries to marry Egyptian woman so that we can form a combat unity. So that you not say, oh, this is from here, this is from here. You understand? So Muammar Gaddafi, he did a lot of harm to Africa. Even though he helped he said that he said every Libyan must have a house before his mother have a house. You understand?
Okay.
And he also give loans, $50,000 without interest. Yeah. For you to set up your family, you know, if you want to get married. And he also give free electricity, free water. Like I said, if I'm voted as president of Ghana, I'll do the same thing. Because in 1956, they bring scientists to come and check. That in Libya, it was desert. They've not discovered oil yet. King Idris II. So when he brought the engineers, then they saw that Libya, they discovered oil. So they still continue to do more research. And when they go down deep, they find aquifer water under the desert.
Okay.
So Muammar Gaddafi drilled thousands of tons to meet this water, and he used pipe to connect big reservoirs, all the big cities. So Libya, up to date, they don't pay for water.
It flows.
He built big reservoirs. He make even rivers, artificial river in the cities. Yeah. And he tries to make the desert a forest. Yeah, but that's why I always say that if you're a president and you sell water to your people, you're a bad man. Like me, if I'm a president of Ghana, I'll give them free water. Because Ghana, we have the water bodies there, and Cobra, Bosonke.
No, now we don't have.
Yes.
Because of Galamsey.
Yeah. Because of politicians who are doing the Galamsey, not because of Galamsey. Yes.
I was asking, Circle, do you have any idea of, in Ghana, there is Sankara Circle?
Yes. Rollins named it after
Yeah,
Thomas
I know
Sankara.
Rollins named it after Sankara.
Good.
Why would you name
Yes.
a circle after Sankara? What are some of the traits or what are some of the good things that Sankara did to our country?
Thomas Nesudori Sankara. He was Rollins' best friend. After Maurice Yamiyogo gained independence for Burkina Faso, he was overthrown. He was also overthrown in 1966.
Sankara?
No, Maurice Yamiyogo.
Okay.
Then Jean Baptiste came. He employed Thomas Sankara. Sankara was in the military. He was born in 1947.
Thomas Sankara?
Yeah, in Yako, Burkina Faso. There's a town called Yako. The mother was petty trader like Osajif when they were Catholic family, you know. So he likes to play guitar, Thomas Sankara. He was very good at it, keyboard, organ or something like that. Organ, yeah. So Sankara went to a military school in, I've forgotten the name, but it will come. He went to military school there. So from there he has a training in Madagascar where they are doing protests now. So yeah, so he saw that Madagascar, they did a protest and the president was ousted. And he also witnessed the overthrow of, Ahmed Ahidjo, their first president. So he saw that the military can overthrow a civilian or democratic leader. And he also saw that a student can come together and do a mass protest for a president to be ousted. So he had these things in his mind. But he wanted to do...
That is a handsome man we are talking
very,
about.
very handsome guy.
Thomas Sankara.
His own friend killed him.
Friends, come to Facebook. Those of you who doesn't know Thomas Sankara, we have put Thomas Sankara on our Facebook page. Come to Facebook. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we have Thomas Sankara so that you know him. Scarecrow, let's go.
So, Thomas Sankara, very, very good guy. And when he came to Burkina, he was in the military with Blaise Compaoré. They went to Morocco for peacekeeping. So when they came, their friendship became so tight. But Sankara had opportunity to work with Jean Baptiste, who was the president after Maurice Yamiyogo.
Okay.
So when they were ruling, then he saw that Sankara, he read from Osajifo Kwame Nkrumah, I Speak of Freedom, and also Karl Marx, of German philosopher.
Okay, yeah,
and Vladimir Lenin, who also established the Soviet Union in 1922, Vladimir Lenin of Russia.
Okay.
So he learned a lot from socialist and nationalist people. So his mindset was different. He's not like Rawlins. Rawlins didn't learn anything about good leaders to open up his mindset. You understand? So Rawlins, after Achimota School, then he went to Ghana Air Force at Takoradi, then became flight lieutenant. He made a coup. Rawlins never even went to university. Thomas Nesudori Sankara.
I have a lot to ask today about.
Yes, you can ask.
Yeah.
So, Sankara, 1983, he was arrested by Jean Baptiste, the president, and put into prison. So, Blaise Compaoré made a coup August 4th, 1983, and released Sankara from prison to come and lead Burkina Faso.
Okay.
So it's the same thing like Rawlins when he was in power. Then Boachija and co made a coup and brings Rawlins from prison. The same thing happens to Sankara.
So that is why they are friends.
Yes,
they have the same thing.
Yes. So Rawlins, Sankara came out and became the leader of Burkina Faso August 4th, 1983. So 1 year they were celebrating their anniversary. Then he changed the name. Burkina Faso was first called Upper Volta. So he changed the name from Upper Volta to Burkina Faso, meaning the land of incorruptible people, the land of upright men, the land of the strong men. Burkina Faso. Yes, it was Sankara who named the country Burkina Faso.
So Thomas Sankara is basically like the godfather of Burkina Faso.
Sure. Like Osadefo in Ghana. Yes. Thomas Sankara.
But he wasn't that old.
Yes, he was 32 years when he died.
So he took over the nation.
Yes.
Before he was 30.
Yes. That is why the people that come to my comment and when I was talking about Sheikh Ousmane Shaributu, Chief Imam, and Mahmoud Diko, the Chief Imam of Mali, I told them that even Assimi Goïta, he was born in 1982. He's the same age like us. That is why this Sankara has motivated Captain Tawari, because he has seen that. I
wanted to come there.
Yes, because he has seen that Sankara was he was in his early 30s, whilst he was fighting to liberate his people from hardship, suffering, poverty.
Did Sankara write any books?
Yes. I'll send you one, like 3 or 4. But Rawlins never even wrote one sheet of paper. No. He don't even have time to do that. So you see the good leaders. Nanadu came 8 years. He never even wrote one sheet of paper. Mahama, 4 years. He wrote my first coup d'etat. Mahama. You understand? So Sankara, when we are celebrating the anniversary in 1984, and he changed the name from Upper Volta to Burkina Faso, he started to that time we have this poliomyelitis,
Yeah, polio.
Yeah. So he tried to immunize almost 10,000 people. He also set up housing project in Burkina Faso to try to build houses for them. You see, Captain Tawari is also continuing that housing project. Not like Ghana, when this start, this will not continue. You understand?
Because of 10%.
Radio talk.
Yes. So Tawari, Sankara was not listening to the French people, to France. So they used Félix Houphouët-Boigny. He is the most wicked man ever on this earth. Félix Houphouët-Boigny. Yes. Côte d'Ivoire became the station for the Western people. When they want to take down any president in Africa, they use Félix Houphouët-Boigny to take you down. They use Côte d'Ivoire's cocoa to crash Ghana's cocoa market at Switzerland, so that the city will come down. You understand? And Osadefo, they will say Osadefo was not. That is why up to today, the UP people are still agitating that Osadefo went to IMF. Because they used Côte d'Ivoire's cocoa to crash Ghana's economy in 1965. So the IMF themselves wrote to him that they have seen that the economy is not good. If he needs a rescue or something, you understand, they will help him. And he said no. Because he knows it's a deliberate. It's a planting. So Houphouët-Boigny worked together with France to get rid of Thomas Sankara. So Sankara ruled from 1983, 84, 85, 86, 87, 15th October 1987, and he was eliminated by his close friend. The person that made a coup and bring Sankara from prison is the same person that eliminated Thomas Sankara 1987, 15th of October.
But he was working then also.
Hey, a lot. He built their airport, university. Yes, Felix Ofebuani, very dangerous man, this guy. He ruled. Yes, Cote d'Ivoire had independence 15th August 1960. He stayed in power from 1960. He stayed in power from 1960 to how do you call it? I think 1998. He spent 33 years in power. I think 1993. Yes, 1993. He spent 33 years in power. Felix Ofebuani.
33 years.
Yes. He also supported the French people. He connived with Maron Ngouabe. You charge me. He connived with Maron Ngouabe when Osagyefo formed the Casablanca bloc in 1961, and Haile Selassie and William Tubman of Liberia also formed the Monrovia bloc. Felix Ofebuani, together with Maron Ngouabe, also formed the Brazzaville bloc, that they are comfortable being under the provinces of France in Africa. So CFA means colonies of France in Africa. Felix Ofebuani, who put all the French people under French colony. So the CFA, they print it, they use paper to print it in France.
Then they will bring it.
And not only bring, they add interest to it. So all the monies the French countries are having, like this man, Cameroon man, Paul Biya.
Yeah, Paul Biya. Even
when he needs money, they take all the Cameroon money to France. When you need money for project, and you say maybe you need like $300 million, they have to bring their people to come and assess the project. They can tell you that, no, this project, the money is too much. You need like $200,000, not $300,000. It's Ofebuani who did that. So if you see that the Sahel region, they are do coups to sack France, it was Ofebuani. So if you go to Cote d'Ivoire, the French people intentionally, deliberately develop Cote d'Ivoire like Paris. Yes, they develop Cote d'Ivoire like Paris. So if you go to Cote d'Ivoire, they don't buy gas like Ghana. You take your cylinder, you make a queue. You understand? You understand? You understand? So Ofebuani, very, very dangerous man. So Buzia and the UPs, they went there in 1957 when we had independence. They went there and told Ofebuani to report Osagyefo to France and the CIA, that Osagyefo is making Ghana one-party state, and he wants to bring Preventive Detention Act. I told you the last time that it was passed on 18th September 1958. When we passed that Preventive Detention Act, then Buzia ran to UK. So he went to Cote d'Ivoire before going to UK. So they sabotaged Osagyefo's government to Ofebuani, and he also sent all the message to France. And let me also say this thing. Ofebuani, whilst he was a prime minister, he was also a minister in Paris, France, overseas territory.
Okay.
So they worked through him to get rid of all the good leaders in Africa.
So he was a leader, though, but
yes,
he was working for them.
Yes, that is why Osagyefo said, he used this word that most of us are working against us, but they are in support of their colonial masters' policies. You understand?
Okay.
And they are giving them seductive promises. Come and buy a house in France. Bring your destiny like they did to Mobutu Sese Seko.
Okay.
He stole all the monies in Congo and bought houses like Yahya Jammeh of Gambia. He did the same thing.
Sure.
Now he's in Equatorial Guinea. So Felix Ofebuani, he did a lot of harms to Africans. He supported for Sankara to be killed. He connived with Blaise Compaoré, the same friend who brings Sankara from prison. He connived with him to eliminate, Thomas Sankara. 15th October 1987. But do you know how many years Blaise Compaoré stayed in power?
No.
27 good years. And Ofebuani supported him that he is good. And France supported him that he is good. He stayed in power from 1987 to 2014 when he changed the constitution because the High Court in Burkina Faso brought, because we have Sankara family there, the wife is still alive.
Okay.
So they are not happy about how he was assassinated, So they took it to court. And they found out that 12 people, including Blaise Compaoré, that time Blaise Compaoré was the president of Burkina Faso. 11 people, including him, took Thomas Sankara's life. So when they said that Blaise Compaoré knows something about Sankara's murder, then he changed the constitution so that he cannot go from the seat, you understand? Because when you become a normal person, they can jail you.
Yes, just
So when he changed the constitution, then the people gathered against him and he ran to Cote d'Ivoire. So Blaise Compaoré is in Cote d'Ivoire where he was trained. So if you remember this American Michael Langley or something like that, they want to take, you see the station in Cote d'Ivoire. That is where they station. That is where they stay. So Cote d'Ivoire, if me, I'm a president of Ghana, I will not even step my foot there. Cote d'Ivoire. And Ofebuani is also from Ghana.
Is it because you are in Nkrumah? Yeah, I know Ofebuani has a link in Ghana.
No, it's not because I'm in Nkrumah. I support good leaders. Like Sankara, I like him, you understand, because he put his nation first. He said it is better for us to stop drinking champagne for a few people because champagne is expensive. You cannot buy for the whole country. He said we should stop buying champagne for ourselves and try to give water to every community in Burkina Faso. So when Traoré came, he has honored Thomas Sankara. He built his statue there. That is why Rollins named him after our high street, Sankara Circle. But Sankara never named even toilet kiosk after Rollins. Rather, he named their high street called Avenue du Kwame Nkrumah in French. Kwame Nkrumah Avenue, the high street. That is his mentor, not Rollins. Rollins, what Rollins? You one day will go to Rollins. You understand? He did nothing, just killing Ghanaians. That like, you want the poor and the rich to become. It's crazy, How can you think this thing?
Lieutenant
John Rollins. Yes.
My body.
No, he's zero. Rollins is zero.
Kofi, welcome.
Thank you very much, I think it's very nice listening to Scarecrow go on and on about African leaders. I can't actually help but on some one or two issues disagree with him.
I know.
But as I always see, people are always entitled to their opinions, and for that I really respect his opinions. But I think I disagree with him on one or two issues.
About
one is about Felix Houphouët-Boigny, the most iconic leader of Ivory Coast. Yes, you can have what you say about our colonial masters and then how they continue to influence our day-in-day activities. But then you can't also ignore the fact that they actually played a part in shaping most of our countries, how it is today. Yes, he was making comments about that the French actually considered or built Ivory Coast as a another Paris. Mm-hmm. If you look deep down in history, between the French and then
Radio Talk are free.
The French had one policy. They called it the policy of assimilation. So what is policy of assimilation? Policy of assimilation is that we are going to treat our colonies as a suburb of France, as a little France. So wherever the colony is, it is going to be treated as France. And the British had a policy that our colonies are pools of raw materials, where we will take these raw materials and go and feed our industries. So that is why when you look at the French colonized cities, most often their capital cities are more developed than the English colonized cities, especially in British West Africa. Mm-hmm. So that is the policy of the French. Now, for him to say that Ofebuani connived with other African leaders to do this, yes, probably
even JB Dankwa.
Buzia was going there. From there, he went to exile in the UK.
So
Yes, they reported him.
I don't know, but I think once again, I really respect his opinions and then his views. So, what I'm trying to say is that the wrongs of the past, okay, they are wrong. Whatever it is that people did, they are actually wrong. But it's been almost ages, decades after Felix Ofoduahin. It's been almost ages after Thomas Esedero and Sankara Burkina Faso. You understand? It's been ages after Mbutu to Siseko Mbendo as a Bank of Democratic Republic of Congo. So what are African leaders actually doing now? The present, the present, okay, is what really matters. So
Sure.
if you continue to linger on the past mistakes of people or African leaders, you're not going to get anywhere. And then on the Preventive Detention Act, yes, I am a person of the UP tradition. I am an MPP, fully blooded. So if it's in compliance, I respect that. But if you read Article 3, subsection 1 of the 1992 Constitution, it says clearly that, emphatically, that no Parliament shall have no power establishing the one-party state. And what about if you take a critical look at constitutions of nations, okay, it states the goals and aspirations of a country, so where we are coming from, where we've come from, and then where we are going. So that entrenched clause within the 1992 Constitution states emphatically clear that current society prohibited whatever Kwame Nkrumah did in 1966.
Okay.
You understand my point? So we are not here to apportion blames. As I said earlier on, the present is what actually matters. Yes, you can be a socialist, but I don't see why you will have Nkrumah and then despise the Rollins. I just don't see why.
Well, did you have things in common?
Of course, all of them are socialists. They all lean to the center left or left political ideology. Yes, Kwame Nkrumah is a socialist. He wanted to bridge the gap between the poor and the rich. So did Jerry John Rawlings. Probably their means of reaching their goals are barely different.
So you believe that anyone who loves Nkrumah should basically,
of course,
love Rawlings?
But you see, the NDC as a political party was born out of the CBP. If you are looking at ideologies, they are all a center right center left political parties. You understand my point?
Okay.
So whatever it is that the Nkrumah government actually believed in, the NDC believes in as a political party, and then the founder of the NDC is Jerry John Rawlings. So you can actually hate him for his personality and for some of the things he did, but then Nkrumah and Jerry Rawlings, to me, are on the same scale because of the same political ideologies. They are all center left political ideology. So yes, Scarecrow may you see, personally, I actually admire Thomas Sodero and Sankara very much, because to me he was magnanimous as a leader, and then for him to actually quote what he said it is either we choose champagne for a few or drinking water for the many. And that is something I actually agree with. Yes, at this time, African leaders should step up. So yes, whatever he's saying, once again, he's entitled to his opinion. That I really respect him. But people like Felix Ofobuahin, people like Thomas Sodero and Sankara, people like Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. I mean, if we are going to emulate all that they did, all of them may have their downsides. You understand? Thomas Sodero and Sankara may have his downside. Professor Kofi Bufebuzia may have his downside. Felix Ofobuahin may have his downside. But in all of this, they all made an impact in the countries of which that they ruled. So sometimes I actually don't see the center line of these people who actually believe that Africanism, self-actualization of Africans. Because man, it's been so many years after the death of Nkrumah. You understand? It was in so many years after the death of Nkrumah. And if you are being honest with ourselves, after the Berlin Wall was relegated to the pages of history, the ideologies of Nkrumah and those people who believe in those center-left ideologies died.
Okay.
You understand? So that is why socialism, people lean to that center-left political ideology, not appealing to anybody anymore. So it is time where African leaders should come together and find ways within which this modern era and this geopolitical era, where they can actually foster unity and achieve some of the goals of Sergeant for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Some of the things I actually agree with him. I actually agree that if Africa is coming together as one body where we can move through like the Schengen area and Europe, which will actually promote trade. I think that is something that African Free Continental Trade has actually begun doing. But then we African leaders need to do more. It's been ages after the death of Mbotu Sese Seko, Jomo Kenyatta, Nasimbe Yadema. I mean, all these people are dead and gone. That is in the past. You understand my point? So now we are actually focusing on the future and seeing what it is that African leaders can do. But of course, my good brother Frank has his opinions about African leaders. I say a different opinion, but it's in the spirit of democracy, of which he's so dear and Nkrumah so loathed that people should have divergent opinions about certain issues. That for me, I agree with him. He has his opinions, and then I also have mine. Thank you very much.
All right. Scarecrow, do you have any rebuttal after that? He believes that anybody who loves Nkrumah should basically love Rawlings because they all believe in the same ideologies.
No.
He believes that these leaders who were there did something to help the progress of Africa.
No.
Not everything they did derailed or spoiled Africa. Do you have anything to any rebuttal?
Yeah, Rawlings. It's like Ghana. You see the way the MPP people are treating Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. That is why the NDC has taken that advantage to be like, so we are in Nkrumah, we are in Nkrumah. So during this current independence celebration, President Mahama tries to read from the CIA declassified document that Osagyefo overthrown. CIA played a very key role in Osagyefo overthrown. But Nkrumahism is not just about words. It's about the ideology, philosophy, and mentality of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Okay.
And if you check what Osagyefo did, and you say, like you see Rawlings as Osagyefo, like his ideology, no, Rawlings is zero, not even close to President Mills. You understand? Because if you watch Rawlings, how he ruled Ghana, he's the Ghana's longest serving president. 19 good years. When he came, during his time that IMF and World Bank brought structure adjustment program, privatization, Millennium Goal, that we should privatize because that time, like my brother said, you know, we have the Cold War, the capitalist and the communist socialist. You understand? So as my brother was saying that after the collapse of the Soviet Union, 1989, then that brought the end of socialist ideology. That is the mindset of the capitalists, which is not good. Yeah, which is not good. You understand?
That is why I beg to differ. You can have your opinion. But
no. I'm not saying what you said. I'm saying that that is not good, not you.
No. I'm not even referring to you.
Okay.
So I'm referring to general that if you can't say something is good. Good is subjective.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. So it was fight against fight, capitalism versus communists and socialists. But as my brother said, when the Soviet Union collapsed, then the Americans want to take over that, make sure that even when Osagyefo formed, let me say, when he formed Ghana Guinea Mali Union, they think that it was even supported by communist bloc, China and Russia. But one thing I also want to ask my brother is that when we say you are independence, that means you can trade with everybody.
Sure.
You cannot say, oh, Britain gave you independence, so you have to trade with them. No. You can trade. Even now, this lady, Namibia president, in Dachua.
The fine lady who did.
Yes.
I've heard her speech.
Yes.
And I love
it. You see?
Yeah.
She's the only person who has signed a contract with North Korea. Security deal with North Korea. Can you imagine? North Korea. The first African leader to sign a security deal with North Korea is to tell you that these are the people we say you have independence. You understand? You can trade with everybody. But the UP tradition in Ghana thinks, British gave independence to Osagyefo. Later he wants to switch and join Russia, China, blah. No. Osagyefo was a pragmatic person. He does not follow one ideology. Maybe socialism or no. He's like Lim Guanju, the person who established Singapore. Osagyefo's best friend. Even if you watch his interviews, he read from him. He also talks about a champon. it's not. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just hitting on the wrong side of our past
Radio
leaders.
talk
But in order
about
for you
free.
to progress in life, you must always remember your past.
Yeah.
Of course, that I agree with you.
And build on it.
That I agree with Frank. That is true.
So
That is true. That I agree with.
he's not the only person saying that. I have a lot of friends who say, "Oh, talk about the current." But if I talk about the current issue, you say I'm MPP, I'm NDC. When Anadu came and I was doing history about hey, weapon, yeah, you see Ghana. So when I talk about African leaders' history, then I'm free. Nobody comes to me and attack me.
But
You
Frank,
understand?
We have to be honest about something. Okay. So during the Cold War in Africa, during the Cold War, there were two blocks. We had the Eastern Bloc and we had the Western Bloc.
Yeah.
So Kwame Nkrumah felt that it would be better for him to form a movement called the non-aligned movement.
Yes.
Which he is not associated to the left, neither is he associated to the right or the east or the west.
Yeah.
So that was his thinking. But in reality, that was not the case. You understand? I mean, you can't. I don't hit him.
Radio
For me, I don't hit him.
talk
But the
about
truth is
free.
that he was always aligned with the east because socialism, communism. I mean, communism is the extreme form of socialism.
No, the reason why I'm not cutting you, the reason why he did that was he saw that Britain colonized us, all the European countries. They colonized except Russia and China. You understand? They never colonized Africa. So if he wants to trade with someone, then it must be these two people. Even Akosomodam, America even financed Akosomodam. His friend was J.F. Kennedy.
So
He never.
So that is my point. So you don't pretend like you don't have a side and then later actually side on one side and see that this is that. That is why I believe in capitalism. You have to give everybody the chance to do whatever they want to do so that they build upon what it is that they have. So for me, I've always said that I am a center-right politician. I believe in capitalism and I believe in the rule of law, that everybody should be given the chance just to express his opinions or views. Not like in Nkrumah who brought PD or something.
Radio talk
You are a
about
center-right
free.
politician,
Of course.
and you believe in capitalism.
Of course.
The NDC believes in
Socialist, basically a socialist party.
which basically
I
is
don't
the
believe.
same as
Kwame Nkrumah, yes.
the CPP.
Of course. I just
Now-
Googled it, yes.
Now, my question is, what these parties believe in? Do they practice the things that they believe in? Does MPP practice capitalism to the latter? Or we just say that we are capitalists?
You see-
Does CPP practice, I'll get to Scarecrow also, does CPP
NDC.
practice socialism? Let me hear your thought on that.
So, as I said earlier on, socialism died when the Berlin Wall was relegated to the pages of history. So yes, socialism is dead, and then it evolved as a social democrat.
Socialism is there.
Of course, socialism
It's
is
not
dead.
dead.
Yeah.
It's dead.
That's what the
Socialism-
EP people think.
No, socialism is dead.
It's not dead.
So which country is currently practicing socialism? Even China. China is now
A communist.
Oh no, of course, politically they are communist, but economically they are capitalist. You understand my point?
It's
So
not
socialism died when the Berlin Wall was
It's not true.
released.
Okay,
I
you-
think,
yeah.
I think Scarecrow have his time.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that, as he said, you have to be pragmatic in certain situations. Now, let me use the case of China. Okay, so Chairman Mao Zedong, the guy who actually established China, was a fully blooded communist. You understand? So for him, he closed up China and the cultural information that China should produce everything, and then they did everything. And then, if we are going to look at the significant
Radio
impact of the cultural information
talk
by Chairman
about
Mao Zedong,
free.
it was catastrophic on China. You understand? So politically they remained communist. But then came a certain guy. Okay, his name was Deng Xiaoping. So Deng Xiaoping stayed back when Chairman Mao Zedong was actually the chairman of the Communist Party. He realized all the mistakes that Chairman Mao did and said that no, if you continue to be communist economically, we are still going to hurt ourselves as a country. So he did what he called the opening up and the Chinese reform. So you know what they did? They called it capitalism with Chinese characteristics. You understand? So as a party, you have to be pragmatic. What actually works for you, you have to do it. So yes, the New Patriotic Party is a capitalist party. We are a center-right political party. we believe in liberating the energies of the people for them to liberate themselves. But in certain situations, you can't actually stick to ideology. Sometimes you have to be pragmatic. What actually works, you have to do it.
So that means that if socialism is working,
yes, in certain circumstances, yes,
you have to be a socialist.
So as we say in HR, in management, no solution best fits every situation. Okay, so the best solution depends actually on the problem.
But
so
if I'm a gay,
okay,
and I believe in enjoying the backside of a man,
okay,
that is where I have my pleasure.
Okay.
And now you tell me that at a point in time, now I see that enjoy a woman also brings pleasure. Mm-hmm. So let me go enjoy a woman, okay, and later I come and enjoy a man. Okay. That means that you don't know what you are doing as a person.
I don't think that is actually the case. You see, in all that we are doing, okay, in life, okay, or in the universe in general, the only thing that is constant is change. Mm-hmm. And that is the biggest irony of life.
Okay.
You understand? So change is the only thing that is constant in all that we are doing. So if as antipop, almost so if at a particular point in time you realize that what you are is actually being inimical, it's actually derailing the success of what you are doing, and then you change your mind, it doesn't mean you don't know who you are.
So is it going to be that one day we hear that the MPP believe
that
we are now socialists?
That is not going to be the case.
Our MPP has collapsed.
That is according to me. I mean, he has his opinion. So our political ideology is we are a capitalist party. That is why when the
but you are pragmatic,
of course.
So in the course of time, you can change your mind.
In the course of time, when we say we are pragmatic, we do what is best for the people that we are leading.
At a point in time,
of course. So for instance, Nana Dango came back to power and realized that a lot of people are staying home. So you can't empower. How are you going to do that? How are you going to empower the private sector to allow people to go to school? So what you have to do as a government is that you have to subsidize some of these things for them, and that is actually part of liberating the energies of the people. You understand my point? So I mean, you have to be pragmatic. You understand my point? So that actually you can somehow implement your ideas. But you know there was a point in time where the NDC was actually giving loans to private businesses.
Nice, they are still doing it.
Of course. So if you're a socialist or a social democrat, as you've acclaimed yourself to be, why then are you doing that? But then you have to be pragmatic. What works is what you have to do. You can't strictly go by ideology. Yes, we are a centralized political party. That is going to change.
But have you followed the Germans? We'll come to that. What is your take? Now, as I said, CPP, you are
socialist.
Yeah. Right.
But is CPP still alive?
Yeah, CPP is alive.
Yeah, CPP is alive.
Parties in Ghana, we have CPP.
Yeah.
CPP, NDC.
They died when the Berlin was already relegated to the pages of history.
No.
So CPP, they have leaders.
CPP is there.
It's alive, but I'll admit that we have a little bit problems in the party. Yeah.
So if you are a socialist, why would you then, at a point in time, do things that capitalists do?
You know, the reason why the Americans don't like socialists is that the socialists, the people get the chance to also make rich. You understand? When you establish factory, like Osajifo established factories in Ghana, no one will travel across the desert to go to Dubai, Libya, Morocco to go and work there. Sure. But Americans want to keep people stupid and ignorant. That is why they bring capitalism. So capitalism keeps the rich richer and the poor poorer. You understand? So if you ask them, they say, oh, if you give them the money, they will come and overthrow you. If you give them the money, they will come and overthrow you. So you see, Osajifo's time, everything was for Ghanaians. You understand? But now everything belongs to MPP. Yes. Give this one to... Yes, when Anadu came, they sold Ghana International Trade Fair Center. Osajifo built Ghana International Trade Fair Center. He never built anything, but he sold the one that somebody built years back. You understand? So I don't want to go deep into MPP or something like that, but what I want to say is that Osajifo, NDC has no link to anything Osajifo. Mahama, Jerry John Rawlings, so they are zero. What came was that CPP, you know, the UGCC collapsed in 1952 when they lost election to
The United Gold Coast Convention.
Yes. So it remained only CPP as the political party in Ghana. So even the UPs, some of them belong to the CPP. So
that is the current MPP.
Yes.
Is it the reason why Kennedy Japan says that he believes in the ideologies of Kwame Nkrumah?
Yes.
I think Freddie Blue was a CPP member.
Yes.
That's not
Okay.
Yeah. Even JB Dankwa's wife, Mebedov Dankwa, she rejected JB Dankwa.
Yeah, I know.
You understand?
Yeah.
And follow Osajefo. So for me, if someone say Nkrumah, then the Preventive Detention Act, Germany here, they are laws here. Germany is not a military country, right? But if you steal someone's bike, you face the law. So if you don't have laws in any country, people do whatever they want. Like now they are doing a contaminant to me showing gold on TV. Do you think they can do this in Germany?
No, you can't.
Yes, it's to tell you that capitalism the UP is practicing in Ghana, that is killing Ghanaians. Nanado said that he will put his presidency on Galamsey to fight Galamsey. So it's to tell you that if he won his first term and Ghana water becomes clean, he likes it. Even Nanado, I was thinking that Nanado will spend only one term in office and just go and give the seat to this man, the 999, the former trade minister, Alan Cash. He is supposed to lead MPP, not Kennedy, not now. No. I'm just
making a subject.
yeah. You understand? So Nana Akufo-Addo, he has been in politics not today. He was a CPP man. A CPP socialist student with Modibo Kran and Swansea. They were socialist students in Legon before 66 school. Even when the 66 school came, they were sacked from the school. But later, his father went and begged, and they took him back. So Nanado, from there, he came to Kumipreko when Rawlings came. 1995. That we want to see the rule of law. You understand? But when the youth of Ghana were protesting against Galamsey, he sent them to prison by Aisha Juan, who is a foreigner. I'm coming because, they think, the MPP is doing good. When Buzia came to power, he didn't do anything. Can he tell me what Buzia did from 1969 to 1972? Buzia dropped Ghana cedi to 55 shillings. A champion came back and raised the value of the cedi to 78. You understand? So the MPP, they think everything is law. All the education is law. When they get it, they don't have anything again. What they have is, they don't know my name, Hansa report. You see this guy, the last time you called, Abua Papon. Look at this guy.
But Abua Papon is a CPP member, right?
No.
He was.
And he came to NDP, Kunedu Ajiman party.
Yeah.
Fonka.
Friends of Nana Kunedu.
You understand?
And at the point that I think he joined NDC.
People like this. I don't want to talk about...
And MPP are suspending him
now. they must put him to jail, self. So I'm just trying to say that, for me, I'm not against anybody. But for people to tag Rawlings, NDC to Osajefo, that is no-go area. Because the man, even the whole Africa, the Mandela UPs, their hero is Mandela. By the year 2000, when BBC Africa did African's Man of the Millennium Award, even Mandela voted for Osajefo. He cannot be compared to anybody on this earth.
Once again, that is his opinion.
Yes,
so follow us on all our social media handles. Welcome Dinah for joining us on TikTok. Sarah Kwanzaa. Rest everybody. Thanks to all for joining us on TikTok. Our friends on Facebook, thanks for joining us on Facebook. This is Topical Issues. We are streaming live on all our media platforms. On Facebook is Radio Top Africa. On YouTube is Radio Top Africa. And on TikTok is Radio Top Africa. We are here with Scarecrow and Kofi Usu from the New Patriotic Party.
Okay, so can I
so you can come in.
Come in.
So yes, I once again, whatever I will see, I really respect my brother Frank for having his opinions and understand. But then, opinions are not facts, so that is his opinion, and then I really respect it. But to say that the New Patriotic Party only believes in I mean, I think that's not the case. If you do that, you're not being fair. Now, if he was going to be honest with himself, it was the elite within Ghana that started the cradle for independence. When I say the elite, I mean the well-educated people within Ghana that started the cradle for independence. Now, if you are being honest, the Aborigines Rights Protection Society in Ghana was formed by the elites. Yes. So these were the guys who actually started.
That is not UP, man.
Yeah, I've never said this UP. I'm saying that these were the elites who started the cradle for independence in Ghana. Now, so fast forward on 1947. Where George Power Grant actually gathered some of these few elites in Ghana and formed the first political party, that is the United Gold Coast Convention, even though we didn't win power. But then you should actually give us our stone that we were the people who thought that, okay, for now, we can actually govern ourselves. It was Ebenezer Akwaje who brought Kwame Nkrumah from London to come and be the general secretary of the party. So if you are going to talk about a party that actually started the cradle for our independence as a nation, it is the United Gold Coast Convention. The UGCC, of course.
But it's formed by Power Grant, not UP, not NPP.
So the UP is just a tradition, please. So if my brother Frank is actually going to give somebody a stone, we were the ones who brought Nkrumah. You say you can find it by, but can be the actually.
Yeah, for that I'm not saying that they didn't do anything.
So yes, and then to actually, what I want to say is that I'm saying this and then I'll say it again. After the Berlin Wall was relegated to the pages of history, the ideologies and the ideals of whatever it is that Nkrumah stood for actually died. You understand? So we are living in a world where even the most communist, even the most socialist people are actually practicing capitalism. Why? Because it is attractive. It is what is best. It is what is natural. You understand my point?
Okay.
So as I said earlier on, nobody was communist or socialist more than China. Nobody was communist or socialist more than this guy. I've forgotten his name.
Russia.
Cuba.
Fidel Castro.
Fidel Castro's Cuba. You understand my point? Today, Russia, even Russia, is an economically capitalist country. You understand my point? So whatever it is, the ideals and whatever it is that Kwame Nkrumah stood for, it died along with the Berlin Wall and then relegated to the pages of history. So today we are living in a world where capitalism is ruling. That is why the political parties like the CPP are actually finding it difficult to actually exist in today's world, because the ideologies and whatever it is that they stood for, it lost after the Berlin Wall was relegated to the history.
So because you believe that CPP is no more?
Of course. I mean, whatever it is that they stand for is abhorred by everybody today. Today, you can't go and tell somebody that, I mean, the state should lead something. Today, there's private individuals. And then Jack Ma is from China. Today, Jack Ma owns Alibaba. So China is today economically practicing what? Capitalism. So that is what I am saying. That we have to give some credence to Kwame Nkrumah. Yes, he was the one who said that sell government now within the shortest possible time. And then he did whatever he could. He went into prison for his country, and then he fought for us, and then he actually gained independence for our country. That I respect. For that I really respect him. You understand? And then some of the ideals and some of the things that he envisioned as at that time, he's a visionary. Nobody's going to doubt that. That I agree. But whatever it is that he stood for us at then, today there is no more. That is what we in the NPP are saying. That the ideas that we birthed at 1947 in the Salt Pond, okay, by George Power Grant, today those ideals are the ones that are ruling the world now. That is why I belong to the New Patriotic Party. You understand my point? So, yes, Nkrumah is a visionary. Everybody.
So you believe that all his visions are dead?
No, I never said that. Some of the things he envisions, like a united and prosperous Africa, it is something that I really admire. You understand? So, to Africans.
Hi, you listening to Bongiwe in Kavugazi on Radio Top Africa. Radio Top Africa.
Like the singing area where we don't need visa, so that we promote trade and tourism and everything. You understand? So that is something that I actually envisage. And then his vision about industrialization. You see, the only reason why we are poor in Africa is that when the first world come, when the first thing, I mean, you see, they call us third world countries. So when the industrial revolution hit, we didn't industrialize, and now there is a paradigm shift from industries to services. Still, we are not moving. So if we had industrialized, as Dr. Kwame Nkrumah has actually envisioned, I think today Ghana would have been different from the rest of the African countries. So some of these things I agree with him. But when it comes to political ideals and then the things that he represented, whatever it is that Nkrumah stood for, okay, as I said earlier on, and I'm saying again, with the bringing down of the Berlin Wall, relegated to the produce of history, Nkrumah died along.
So let me give you your last words. Out of all the presidents we've had in Ghana, who do you think is the best president?
John Ajekunkufo, there's no doubt about that. John Ajekunkufo, there's no doubt about that.
And who follows?
For me, Nana Dankwa-Akufo-Addo.
And where do you place Nkrumah?
Nkrumah, I don't know, but you see, I can't speak to what I didn't experience. But per the history books and per what my dad was telling me, my dad said that during Nkrumah's time when he went to the university, the food was free. They didn't pay anything. They were even giving them allowances to even go to school. Yes. So according to what my dad told me, probably people might have actually enjoyed it. And because of my political bias, I will sit here and say that I am not UP. I am UP. So probably because of my political bias, I'll choose John Ajekunkufo, another Dankwa-Akufo-Addo, and probably Nkrumah will follow.
All right. Scarecrow.
Yes, sir, boss.
The UP guys are here.
Yeah.
And they are talking for their party.
Sure.
And that he placed Nkrumah behind J. Kufuor, and
he sold Ghana Airways, Kufuor. He sold Ghana Telecom to Malaysia. So every UP person don't like Ghana. I'm saying it very, very true. Any UP, the party NPP doesn't have Ghana at heart. They just build the party to make opposition to Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, not to have ideas to develop the country.
Okay, so the party was built.
Yes.
Just to oppose.
I told you that J.B. Dankwa's wife saw that even his husband doesn't have good ear, good mindset to lead the country. That is why, how your former wife forget to enjoy someone. You explain this by yourself. We are humans. You understand? So whatever he says, I'll not challenge him. Even if he puts Nkrumah at 20, I don't have problem with that. Yeah, because no, we know Kufuor sold Ghana Airways. Nkrumah built Ghana Airways. So if someone built Ghana Airways in 68 years, we don't have a single plane, and you said that person who sold the plane is better.
The one who built it.
How will I say that I'm challenging you? No, I'll not challenge, because everybody who is listening and watching will judge by their self, not me. You understand? Osagyefo built Ghana Airways. Kufuor sold it. Kufuor sold Ghana Telecom. Kufuor sold Ambassador Hotel. Kufuor sold City Hotel in Kumasi. He supported Rawlings with a structure adjustment program, privatization, Millennium Goal. Kufuor together with Obed Asamoah, Malam Idris Mahama, they led World Bank and IMF negotiations. So I don't blame Rawlings too much when he sold all the state properties, because you Kufuor, like he said, they go to school, they know everything in Ghana. So what advice did he give to Rawlings when he knows that no, selling those factories will put Ghanaians into hardship?
So Kufuor is a capitalist, so he believed that selling it and allowing the public to invest in it will create more jobs.
So it has created more jobs for Ghana. I'm asking you.
But I'm not cutting you.
Okay.
But you see, if you come to here in Germany, okay, Germany is a social democrat, they're a social state, okay, so they are not really extreme capitalists like the Americans, the British, and the French. But here, the biggest employer is not the government.
Yeah, the private sector.
You understand my point? So if in any, you see, after the World War II, that is why I'm trying to tell my brother that after the World War II, after the Cold War, whatever it is that the socialist or the,
that's your opinion. It's not anywhere. It's not in any book.
So which country today is practicing?
Everybody.
Which country today is practicing socialism?
Socialist. Even if you go to Czech Republic, they are practicing socialist. Even Germany here is a socialist country.
How is it a socialist country?
Yes, it's a socialist country. That's why when people give birth, they give them money.
That doesn't mean it's a socialist.
No, it's a social. You check.
No, that doesn't mean.
I'm not challenging that this country is socialist or something like that.
No.
But if you look at, I'm coming. I think it's my term now.
Yeah,
so you let me finish, because you take off my time. Yeah, because I was quiet when you were talking.
Yeah.
You understand?
Let me leave you and talk.
No. It's it. Yeah,
we
are talking. Yeah, you know, I don't want to go Nanado and this people history. You understand?
Oh, you can if you
No,
want.
no.
We have
So
the
that,
time.
so
We-
that, yeah,
we have
yeah.
the time. You
I know.
want if you can't.
What I want to say is that the party NPP doesn't have Ghana at heart. I'm telling you the gospel truth. The party NPP. I can challenge you to search, apart from, let me say, Kufuor, John Ejekum Kufuor. Nanado brought free senior high school. He also dig the expensive hole in Africa, the cathedral. He brought down lawyers, structures, taxpayers' money, judges. Then he invested 50-something million or $60-something million in a hole. A hole. And they say it's a capitalist. These people are good. These people are wiser than Osajifo. Like I said, from how he say it, that Osajifo does not even come third or fourth. I want the people who are watching us to judge. But what I want to touch on is that even Nana Akufo-Addo, the Peduasi Lodge market women contributed and bid for Osajifo. He gave it back to the state. That is where his father was staying with Nana Akufo-Addo, Edward Akufo-Addo. He became a ceremonial president when Buzia came. So Buzia, after the overthrow of Osajifo, he became chief advisor for National Liberation Council. Kotoka, Efrifa, Ankara, Hali, Deku, Yakubu, Nunu. You understand? So when he became chief advisor, 1969, Ankara resigned, April, and Efrifa took over. Like the last time I told you that this guy, JWK Hali, Rollins' uncle, he became a deputy for Ankara and also for Efrifa. And Rollins too, we have Eko Kensin Aka. Yeah. Aka became vice to Rollins and also became vice to John Ejekum Kufuor. But Kufuor, you said he's a capitalist, but Eko Kensin Aka is a CPP man. But Kufuor brought him to come and help him before Aliu Mahama. You understand? Like I say, I don't want to go into these things too much because for what he said that he even put Osajifo like 4 or something, it has ended my talks I want to talk because I don't want to say more. So I'm just hitting on something. So Nana Akufo-Addo, when he came, he said he wants to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. Sure. He gave $43 million to Cecilia Dapa. Up to now, he even created Office of the Special Prosecutor. I'm telling you the works they think the capitalists did and it's good. Capitalist is better. It's raining. It's better. Socialists dead during the Second World War, 1945. Good. I've heard it. But let me tell you, Nana Akufo-Addo gave $43 million to Cecilia Dapa. Yamutu. He said he wants to create Office of the Special Prosecutor because he even God. This man copied George Bush inaugurational speech and made that speech. If me, I'm not a military man like that day, this man will vanish from Ghana. You understand? So when Anadu came, he said he will protect the public purse. He created the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which was very good idea. And he brought, one thing I like about him is he brought Martin Amidu for us to see that Nanado is playing a very key point for Ghana, not NPP NDC matter. But during Martin Amidu's era, he couldn't even jail housefly. But during Mohammed's previous administration, they were how do you say? I don't know, propagandists or because when Anadu came, he never jailed anybody. They said Mahama did Jida. The guinea fowls fly to Burkina Faso, Sagda, Bas Brandon. We pack money inside Brazil to money inside a plane to Brazil. You know? Photon. Yes, isophoton. Even Mahama also brought software to come and work at Senate. $72 million. That time we have Dumso. During Mahama time, this phone came. One big phone feature 2 weeks. Yeah. Mahama's time, I left Ghana, so I saw. So when Nanadu came and established Office of the Special Prosecutor, I thought the NDC people will be going to jail like something like, like how they are doing today. They take Untumi, Yoko, but even that is a political arrest. Nanadu couldn't arrest anybody.
I'm glad you said that.
And and he was changed, Martin Amidu. When he said Nanado is a clearing agent, he clears the people that he tries to persecute. They brought Anas Arumiyawa Anas lawyer, Kisia Jabin. Now I don't know what he was. He asked, when he asked for cars, he asked for bulletproof cars. I don't know who is going to throw him bomb in Ghana.
He was afraid.
You understand? So even when Kisia Jabin came, when Cecilia Adapa matters came, the Supreme Court gave the special prosecutor 1 day to return all the money to Cecilia Adapa. And it was also this capitalist government that a whole national security boss, Kandapa, Albert Kandapa, he went to Acherinswa. Osajifo built that school, Acherinswa Secondary. Osajifo, CPP, the socialist that is dead. They built the Achisco. When this guy went there, Kandapa, when he became the national security boss, his slave queen or girlfriend made him a full-grown man. Oh, a full-grown man. You can see everything. So let's say you say capitally they are wise, so they choose the wise person to do. So if any security wants to take down the security of Ghana that day, what could have happened?
He was the Solomon of our time. The Samson, sorry.
Canada pa. So I like it when he put Osajifo at the third place. I will not even talk about Osajifo. Now I'll talk about the work that the capitalists have done. Then you are praising them that from Second World War the socialists collapsed, so the capitalist is helping Ghana.
Scale crew, I respect you so much. And then it's good that people have divergent opinions. It's okay. But I think what he's willing to understand is that I have not said that. I mean, governments are without force. Of course, every government has a fault. Every government has issues that they deal with. You understand my point? So yes, I mean, another Danko Kufuor is not a saint, but then he also has his issues. So if Scarecrow is going to point on that, then I think we are not going to go today. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the whole idea of Nkoma, the whole idealism of Nkoma, the whole ideology of Nkoma is dead. That is something I want you to understand.
For me, it's not dead. To you, I respect that opinion, but for me, it's not dead to me.
So tell me again. I mean, in this current dispensation, which country or which nation economically is actually following the ideals of Kwame Nkrumah? So that is what he was failing to understand. That, I mean, if we are capitalists, we believe that the private sector should do the charge. It shouldn't mean the government, because most often when governments run institutions, they run at a loss. But then if the private sector is doing it, yes, they're doing it right. You think that China could be an economic house if it's still allowed that everything should be done by the government? No.
Yes, everything is. You know. Okay, you talk. I don't want to come in.
That is, you can interject. Yes. That is no problem. You can interject.
I'll talk about China when you finish.
So that is why I'm saying that whatever it is that he believes that Nkrumah stood for is dead with the relegation of the Berlin Wall.
For me, it's not dead.
I've said it time and time again.
For you, I understand, but for me, it's not dead.
So if he's trying to say that the NPP as a political party has done nothing for this country, I think we all know that that is a big factor lie. Of course, we may have our issues where we may have situations where we fall short. Every government does. That is true. And but we were all in that country when Kwame Nkrumah said that, okay, fine, he wanted to actually bring about the unity of Africa. He gave money to people like Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya, Secretary of Guinea, and Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia at that time to form the African unity. We all know what happened. You understand my point? So, I mean, we all know the monies that were squandered by people like Kogbe Dusei, Kojobu Otu and people. These were core members within the Kwame Nkrumah government. So, if he is going to talk about corruptions and stuff, I mean, we all know that these are elements of every African government and they happen. But for him to emphatically state the fact that the NPP as a political party has done nothing wrong, I think that is a blatant lie, and that is his opinion.
Oh, you can. I can challenge you. What the MPP has failed Ghanaians. That's the only part that has failed in Ghana.
That is his opinion.
Not my opinion. Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
But I mean,
everybody knows. Look at Chemaun to me when they gave him position.
But which position did they give to Chemaun? Which position did they give to Chemaun?
Chairman to me is the chairman of the MPP.
Of course,
it's not
that
position.
That is a political position.
It's a political position.
Of
So
course,
what do you have to do?
He was
Do you have to
voted
bring gold on board?
I mean, for whatever he chooses to do with his time, that
Yes, then you have to accept that MPP is not a good party. If it's a good party, he will not do that. Krobodu say on he's talking about Osajefo. They traveled to UK and he bought golden bed, £3,000. I'll send you that document. Even when they bring it back home, Osajefo asked him, where did you get it? He said, oh, my wife. He said, no. They returned the bed, £3,000. They returned it.
Osajefo was able to
we also sack him.
Company in Egypt.
He did what?
For his wife, Fatia Kroba.
He did what?
He built the first newspaper company in Egypt.
First what?
Newspaper company.
It's not true. It's not true.
Can we fact check
Yeah,
that?
you can send it to me if you have it.
I will send
You can send it to me, yeah.
So my point is that
it's not true.
My point is that if you continue to see the MPP in Ghana has not done anything.
No, MPP no, it's not because of you. It's fact. It's fact that is there.
So
they sold everything.
The first country.
Because
the first country on sub-Saharan Africa to have a fully fledged insurance scheme. 2, the first country on sub-Saharan even though on sub-Saharan Africa to achieve a full goal of free compulsory universal basic education. The first country on sub-Saharan Africa where children from basic education to senior high school level is free. And the first country on sub-Saharan Africa to implement a policy where women go to birth and they pay nothing. And then you sit here and tell me that this political party has done nothing for it. Yes, I mean you're entitled to your opinion, but facts are facts. You understand my point? There's no way I would dispute the fact that Kwame Nkrumah built factories. That is true. You understand my point? But if he was he a best president, that to me, I mean, I don't really see it like that. So you can have your facts, you can have your facts, or you can have your opinions, but facts are facts. Please you understand my point? So yes, I mean, and then I will say this and then I will say it again.
All right.
Okay, whatever it is that Kwame Nkrumah stood for, in our current constitution, which was not drafted by the MPP. But then the all Ghanaians abhors whatever that Kwame Nkrumah did. Because the 1966 Constitution, Republican Constitution, recognized CPP as a one-party state. And then in the first echelons of our current Constitution, the Constitution stated emphatically that Parliament shall have no power establishing a one-party state. So it should tell you that this current dispensation realized that whatever it is that went on as that regime by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah
okay, we'll finish.
Was something that is abhorrent because you can't live in a society. And then he was saying that the NPP party was formed as an opposition to the CPP. Was the UGCC not the first political party in Ghana? So how can a political party
Radio Talk,
a political party that was formed before the CPP was formed because of opposition? And that's my point. So we had our ideals. People like George Pargrant and I mean, these people had their ideals and what they think Ghana should represent. Before they brought in Kwame Nkrumah, who was a radical. I mean, I don't mean radical as a person, but radical politically in ideology. You understand my point? So, if you are saying that a political party that brought somebody for him to form another political party was mainly formed because he opposed Nkrumah.
Yes. That's the truth.
I don't really agree
because you know something.
The UGCC was formed before the CPP.
Let me say something.
Maybe he has okay.
The reason why I'm saying that is George Alfred Grant, he was a timber merchant.
Of course.
Please, you let me talk. So when during the time of colonial era, he was passing through a lot of hardship because he was bringing timber logs to America and UK to sell. You understand? So he tries to say that no, because during that time, even Accra Polo Grounds, where Osajefo stand and declared independence, if you are Ghanaian, you cannot even come there. That time you cannot even come there. Ghana was like South Africa. Even today, South Africa, Orania, you cannot go there. What Maya did a video that the white people said they bought it from the blacks years back, almost 7,000 euros or something like that. So today, if you come there, they can kill you. You understand? An African being a foreigner on African soil. It was the same thing in Ghana. A Ghanaian being a foreigner on Ghana land. So, Wasajefo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the reason why I'm saying the UGCC was formed by Park Grant. And J.B. Dankwa was a normal lawyer who traced at a court. You understand? So he invited them that you are a lawyer. Come, Akweje, come. Even how do you call it? Obiche Blamte, Kufuado. They were all lawyers. He caused them to come so that do what? Get independence from these people, because when they signed the bond of 1844, they didn't go. They were there. J.B. Danko was appointed. He was appointed delegation of Gold Coast from 1934 to 1936. He was chopping the money. He didn't care about anything. Even when the British took Ghanaians to the Second World War in 1945, the money they supposed to give, they didn't give them. They were silent about it. But when I'm coming. Yes.
How do you prove that? That J.B. Danko didn't give the money?
I'll give you. I sent a lot of this. I'll send it to you too. So when they didn't say anything about it, when Osagyefo came and he heard that, they said, no, this is a very good stepping stone to our independence. So he talked to Nuku Abramboni. He was the government at that time. Yeah. So he told him that let's gather the people and go there, because you cannot rule us for almost 700 years and use us as slaves. You understand? So when he marched them, then Kopratipo, Sergeant Tajete, Odati Lamte, they were killed.
24th of 1948.
Yes.
1948, right?
Route.
Yes.
They were killed. You understand? I'm coming. But J.B. Danko, they were in Ghana. When they didn't give them their money, they were not saying anything about it. Even when Osagyefo in 1948, that same 1948, he built Ogwa Ghana National College School. Even when he came out of prison. So those that you said they started the independence, I understand. But if you tell me that, oh, I dreamed today that I was in maybe Jamaica, and you are still in Germany, and you said no, you want to go to Jamaica, and you take your bag and you go there. Titles don't make leaders, actions do. So you cannot say you started UGCC, that you are the champion of independence, because in 1956. MPP became opposition to Ghana. Buzia. When the motion of our independence was passed on 18 September 1956, Buzia, they walked out, said they are not ready for Ghana's independence. Buzia. So MPP party is a very dangerous political party.
That is according to...
Because J.B. Danko was also found in the CIA, the page book of CIA. That's why he was... I'm coming, please. That's why he was arrested in 1962. J.B. Danko. Osagyefo released him from prison. 1964, he bribed Kwame Ametewe to use a single bullet to kill Osagyefo. That is when he was arrested again, and he wrote a letter to Osagyefo to release him, that he's sick, he's not feeling well, to come home. Maybe if he died in the house, it's better. You understand? But he died 5th February 1965 in Nsawam prison. You understand? I'm not saying it's good for him to die there. You understand? But if you look at how they were trying to assassinate Osagyefo, how they were trying to, because he has not killed anybody. Before the Preventive Detention Act, can you tell me that from 1951 to 1957, Osagyefo put somebody to prison?
No.
But his first attempt came 1955. So what do you expect him to do? So even the Preventive Detention Act, he's too good. If it was me, I'll make it 50 years maximum. So because Osagyefo did maximum 10 years. How can you jail someone 10 years? 10 years.
That is why.
And minimum is 5 years.
So before you wrap up.
Yeah, okay, let's wrap up.
We are wrapping up. What I want my big. This is my big brother, but then we have divergent.
Oh no! I don't have
that politics.
We have divergent opinions.
But I'm telling the Ghanaians the truth. The MPP is not a good party. So you understand? It should collapse. Yeah.
The funny reason is that upon all of these things, it was the UGCC that started the cradle for independence. So even if we didn't achieve independence for Ghana and then Nkrumah, we are the ones who started the cradle for independence, and that they should give us our credence and they will take it. So
I'll give you no problem.
What I actually don't agree with him is that he's making wild accusations that J.B. Danko asked somebody to use one bullet to kill somebody.
Yes, Ametewe, Kwame Ametewe, 1964 January.
He was captured in the CIA document.
Yes.
Blah blah blah. So a lot of CIA documents have been declassified by the Trump administration. If what they are saying is true, that J.B. Danko was retreated to Ghana, they should get that document.
I will even send it to Otabe. Then
I have my number.
Yes, thank you.
So saying that,
no, send it to production next week. I will have to have
you then you put it there.
Then I'll put it on.
When they went to court, I'm coming. Just 1 minute. I'll not even send I'll send when they went to court, and Ametewe accused JB Dankwa that who bribed him to kill. He used one bullet to kill Osajefo. That's where Salif Dagati died in 1964.
So, I mean, he who alleges must prove. So that is the law. But then anyway, I'm saying that he has his opinions, and then he has his beliefs. He has his ideals about whatever he wants to do. But the situation is that that is what they are failing to understand. That whatever it is that they stood for has died 100 years ago. That is why they have no place in this modern world. Today, it is the era of capitalism. It is the era of democracy. It is the era of rule of law. That people... have you ever asked yourself why monarchies were a lot of monarchies were cut short after the Second World War? After the Cold War, a lot of monarchies were actually cut short after the Cold War. People were like, no, why is it that people of a particular blood can have the right to rule us? All of us should be given the right to rule. That is why a lot of monarchies actually after the Cold War and after the Second World War were thrown away. Because those ideals that Nkrumah and then the CPP and whatever it is that...
But still, monarchies are still ruling today.
Well, I mean, I said... that's why I didn't say all of them. I said most of the monarchies. And then even if today monarchies are ruling, they are limited monarchies. They don't rule and have absolute power. You understand my point? Because people want to rule themselves. People want to be empowered themselves. So the responsibility of a government to keep... That is why I love the MPP. The responsibility.
But that's what the MPP wanted the Queen to do. You know, 1960, when we did plebiscite, that is where JB Dankwa said, vote no to save Ghana from Republican Constitution. We were using constitutional monarchy, which made the Queen the head of Ghana and Osajefo will be the Prime Minister. Then, after we had independence, 1960, we switched to Republican Constitution. So we did vote, plebiscite, yes or no vote. Do you like Republican Constitution or not? And JB Dankwa said, no, we should make it federal. I'm coming, please. And Osajefo won, and he became the first president of Ghana, 1961 July. So when Nana Akufo-Addo came, he abolished the 1st July holiday, if you remember.
Of course.
So he think to him, Nana Akufo-Addo, he think that Osajefo never became the first president of Ghana. That's why he cancelled the 1st July.
That is not the rationale behind that.
No.
The rationale behind
that is the truth. That is the truth.
So
No.
He has his convictions.
No, not my conviction.
Most of them are not true anyway. But the rationale...
It's very, very true.
The rationale behind...
I'm not challenging you, but it's very, very true.
The rationale behind the whole thing is that the crowd for independence doesn't start with Nkrumah. You understand my point? So when Atamus became president, he made 21st September.
But okay, what do you talk?
21st September holiday. That is Kwame Nkrumah's holiday, and then he called it Founders Day. And when we in the MPP, we believe that the founder of Ghana is only one person.
You talk well.
It wasn't
the MPP.
It wasn't.
You don't say Ghana.
I mean, Ghana is the universal sentence. MPP is the subject. So there is no Ghana without MPP.
No.
You understand my point? I mean, there's no MPP without Ghana. Sorry. So when Nana Akufo-Addo became president, he said that no, the cradle for our independence began in the halls of George Power Grant on the 4th of August 1947, when the United Gold Coast Convention was formed. So a group of all these people, a group of these elites, a group of these erudites came together to think about our country's independence. That is when the cradle for our independence began. So if we are going to honor somebody, it shouldn't be only one person who we are honoring. If you go to America, it was.
I'm coming on.
Let me land.
Okay, when you land, I want to ask you.
Land and let him land, and we.
Yeah.
If you go to America,
question, Seth.
If you go to America, it was one man who led the fight to independence. His name is Captain George Washington.
Radio
but
Top
if you go to America right
Africa.
now, they don't say Captain George Washington. They call them the founding fathers, because it wasn't only George Washington alone. We have George Washington, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, a lot of them. So a lot of people, a lot of elites, a lot of educated people came together. They fought the British and gained independence for America. So they call them the founding fathers. So in Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo and the people realized that it wasn't only Nkrumah's efforts what actually led to independence. So the cradle for independence began on the 4th of August 1947. Before, on the 12th of August, Kwame Nkrumah formed the CPP on the 12th of August 1949.
12 June.
You understand my point?
12 June 1949.
You understand my point? So what I am saying is that is why that date was changed. And then Kwame Nkrumah's 21st September was made Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day. Because Kwame Nkrumah alone is the founder of Ghana.
But I'm not talking about Founders Day.
So what about?
Did I talk about Founders Day?
No, you said.
I'm saying 1st July.
1st July, yes.
1st July.
Republic holiday, yes.
1st July is not a Founders Day. I'm saying that 1st July, Ghana became republic, Osagyefo became the first president. But I'm not talking about Founders Day. But when Anadu came, he abolished the 1st July. I'm not saying 21st September. Please, I'm not saying 21st September. I want to...
Final words, yeah?
Yes, my final words is that, for me, the reason why I like Osagyefo is that when in 1948, after they went to prison, after the rout, and they released them, he built Ghana National College. That time, he was not even assemblyman, an MP, prime minister. Is to tell you that Osagyefo was not envy about leadership, because he built the school for Ghana. Even if J.B. Dankwa declared the country for independence 57, because from 1948 to 1950, almost 9 years, he never even knew that he would become the first president of Ghana. But he did it. He built the school for Ghana, not for himself. That money, he could have used it to build house for himself, like J.B. Dankwa and the rest did in their hometowns. They were calling them Valanda boys or something like that, the CPP people. You understand? That's what they were calling about, because Osagyefo used their money to help and raise the education in Ghana, not for himself. That made me love this man. How can you came out from prison and use your money to build school for Ghana? If me scarecrow, I'll think about my wife and my kids. You understand? But this man was not, okay, if I build the school for Ghana and I don't become the first president of Ghana, what will I do? He never think about that. That is what made me love the man, because he was having Ghana at heart, even when he was not elected as a member of parliament or MP or president. In 1948, he built Ghana National College at Ogwa, Cape Coast. So those are my final words.
So yes, my final words. I mean, Otabo, there's this thing that I really like, that we may have the same destination, okay, but our paths may be different. That is why throughout history, where a lot of people have been concentrated, complex things emerge. So yes, I mean, it's not really about all of us having the same idea. We can't have the same idea. But what I'm saying is that sometimes people tell me, people are saying that I am more MPP than you. And the fact is that the Ghana that I believe in is under the ideologies of the Democratic Party. That is the Ghana that I believe in. The Ghana that is possible by me is the Ghana under the guise of the Democratic Party. That is what I believe in. That is my conviction. That is my principle. That is my belief. So we may have different convictions about what Ghana should be like. But my conviction is that the UP tradition, the Danko Dombo Museum tradition, is something that will actually make this country by using the energies of the people. So for my brother on the center left or center left of the political spectrum, he has his convictions. I on the center right also have my convictions. But in the end, we are all gearing towards Ghana. We all can't take the same road. You understand? We all can't take the same road. So he has his convictions. I have mine. I believe that we need to protect party. This particular party program. He believes that the dead ideals and ideologies of the Nkrumah can somehow fit in this modern era. I mean, that is the thing he's entitled to it. I'm also entitled to mine. And these are my final words. And for him to say that the MPP is dead, I mean, I think that is an understatement. Okay, that is an understatement, because every political party goes through a phase of that. So this is our as the elephant, we never forget. So we fight it.
The elephant never forgets. Thank you guys for coming. Scarecrow! Thank you guys for coming. It has been a wonderful day. Working with a team. That wonderful day. That is how I love God. In my moderation, I allow the and I allow the public to judge. Osagyefo and Scarecrow please Osagyefo the best of Africa. So it is for the public to judge. Thanks for coming. takes another week. We're going to meet again on Thursday, Friday. Don't forget that tomorrow I'll be in studios and I'll drive you. Drive time with us tomorrow in the afternoon from 11 to 2 p.m. I'm going to drive you with music and lead you to your job. On Friday, I'm going to be here with a political.
I need someone to call my
Some politics.
own. Man, I'm a yeah. Now I found someone
And
to
Saturday is going to be pop. I still remain your servant. I am out.
Education is a powerful tool for change. Yet, many children in rural areas in Ghana face challenges that threaten their right to learn. Top Africa is working tirelessly to change this reality by establishing government-supported schools in communities such as Tongochita and Agotife. These schools are more than just buildings. They represent hope, opportunity, and the chance for a brighter future. But to complete them, we need your support. With your help, we can furnish the classrooms with essential items, desks for students and teachers, whiteboards for lessons, and other vital supplies. Every contribution, no matter how small, brings us closer to making quality education accessible for these children. Please consider donating through the PayPal link provided at the end of this video. Your generosity can shape young minds and transform lives. Together, we can make a real impact. Thank you all. Education is a powerful tool for change. Yet, many children in rural areas in Ghana face challenges that threaten their right to learn. Top Africa is working tirelessly to change this reality by establishing government-supported schools in communities such as Tongochita and Agotife. These schools are more than just buildings. They represent hope, opportunity, and the chance for a brighter future. But to complete them, we need your support. With your help, we can furnish the classrooms with essential items, desks for students and teachers, whiteboards for lessons, and other vital supplies. Every contribution, no matter how small, brings us closer to making quality education accessible for these children. Please consider donating through the PayPal link provided at the end of this video. Your generosity can shape young minds and transform lives. Together, we can make a real impact. Thank you all. Education is a powerful tool for change. Yet, many children in rural areas in Ghana face challenges that threaten their right to learn. Top Africa is working tirelessly to change this reality by establishing government-supported schools